All right, welcome to Biology 103 Online. The first thing you probably noticed when you logged into this class is that it looks a little different. We are using Blackboard Ultra, which is a newer version of Blackboard that actually the whole college is going to be switching to this in the fall. But we're just going to be a little bit ahead of the curve in this class and get used to it in the summer semester. That way, when the fall comes around and all of your classes look like this, you'll know what to do. Because it's new, though, I wanted to make a quick, kind of like a course tour video to show you where you can find everything and sort of let you know what a regular week is going to look like in this class. All right, so when you log in, it's going to be on content. This is like the home page that you're going to see. You've got a few tabs over here on the left, like announcements and things. You can find those right there. The main thing, though, probably, I'm going to say like 95% of this class is going to be done right here where it says course content. All right. I have this course set up in weekly modules. So that means when you click on week 1 during June 1 through 5, that's going to be everything you need to know for that week. Before we get there, though, I wanted to show you there's a Start Here module. And this is basically all of the things that we need to do before we get started with the real course material. So let me show you what that looks like real quick. You have a attendance verification assignment. Now this is where this video is too, so I know you've made it this far. But you've got an attendance verification assignment. That's something you need to do as soon as possible so I can mark you as having attended. Later on in like the late second or third week or so, if you have not completed an assignment in this class, you're going to get dropped. So if you'll do this as soon as possible, I can mark you as having attended and you don't have to worry about that. All right, you got a few more assignments here. First off, there's a note that just lets you know quick condensed version of what we cover in this class where it says syllabus. All right, really quickly, there is a copy of the syllabus that I want you to download and print that off, have it with you. The nice thing about the syllabus is that it has all of our course policies. It's got information about how to order the lab kit, how to download Respondus. And it also has all of our assignments with all of the due dates are located right here. It also has our schedule, so what we're going to be doing every single week. If you'll print this off and have it with you, you should never be caught off guard by like, oh, I didn't realize we were going to do something. Because on the very first day, I'm letting you know all of that material. You've also got a video. If you wanted to watch this, it's a video where I go through the syllabus and let you know some of the policies that you need to be aware of. All right, there's a syllabus quiz. What this is a quick 5-question quiz with information that you're going to find in the syllabus. So it's going to be things like, what's the date of our first exam? Or where can you find my office? If you've got the syllabus printed, that's going to be really easy to find that. And this is just a way to let me know that you were able to download the syllabus and you can find the information. All right. Underneath that, it's got some information about the textbook and the lab kit. Now, the textbook, I've listed that as required or recommended because it's a really good resource. You do have to purchase the lab kit, though. All right. If you don't purchase that lab kit, you're not going to be able to do lab assignments. And without that, you can't do well in the class. Labs make up about 20% of our final grade. So just make sure, if you haven't done this already, make sure that you've ordered the lab kit. All right, let's go a little quicker. I don't want to get too bogged down in this. There's an About Me survey. It's just a chance for me to learn a little bit about you. That's going to be due June the 12th. There's a diversity project, also due June the 12th. This is a bonus assignment that you can earn some bonus points right at the beginning of the semester. So if you open up the directions, there's a few biographies that you will open up and read. And then once you feel pretty comfortable with that material, you will take the diversity quiz. So this is a 10-question quiz. Each question is half a point apiece, so you can earn 5 bonus points by taking this quiz. All right, Respondus practice exam. This is a big one, and I've got a video that shows you how to do this. I know these videos are not the most exciting things, but please watch this video before you try to do the practice exam. One of the biggest hiccups we've had with Ultra is the way you have to take exams using Respondus. It's not as simple as it was with old Blackboard. There's a really easy workaround, but I want to make sure you understand that. So watch that video, and it's going to go through, number 1, let you know how to access the exams. Number 2, it's going to tell you what's expected of you to make sure that you get points. So you're going to have to record like an environment video, for example, before you start the test. if you don't record that environment video, you're not going to get credit for your exams. I want to make sure we're really, really clear. So watch that video first, and it's going to let you know how to go through and do everything the way you're supposed to. All right. This practice exam is due Tuesday, June the 7th. So I want you to do this one really, really soon. Our first exam is June the 13th. So I want to make sure that we can do the practice exam to make sure we don't run into any technical issues. And like I said, make sure we know kind of what's expected. All right, lastly, for this getting started module that we're in right now, if you have not ordered your lab kit, you need to do that as soon as possible. So I've recorded another video that walks you through how to order your lab kit if you haven't done that already, and then how to sign up for SI Cloud. That's going to be our website that we use to do all of our labs. All right, watch that video. I won't go into all of that right now, but it's got some information about like material you might have to provide in order to complete the labs. You can find all that right there. Okay, this is the only week we will have to go through all of that start here material. Most of the time your weeks are going to look like this. I'll have a module with the week and then the dates. And it's going to have a quick description of what we do. So we're going to cover chapters 1 and 15. You'll have a review quiz, and then you're going to get started on some prerequisite activities for our lab. All right. Each week, I'm going to have an overview. And when you click on that, remember, this week looks rough because there's a lot of really short assignments. They're not always going to be this long. I look super serious in that video. I promise I'm not mad. But it's got a list of all the assignments that you can be working on this week. All right. So you can go through and read those, but I've also recorded a video where I'm going to walk you through what to do. All right, so I'm obviously not going to do that because I've already made that video, but watch that, and it's going to let you know, especially like when we start doing labs, there's a few labs where you might have to get stuff set up a day or two beforehand, and if you'll watch those videos, I'm going to make sure that you're aware of all of that so that you don't run into any hiccups. All right, so in this first week, we're going to cover chapter 1 and 15. If you click on the chapter 1 folder, it's got the PowerPoint, and then it has a link to lecture videos. Now these lecture videos go along with the PowerPoint. So I would, if it were me, download the PowerPoint, print it off as a handout, and then watch those videos and you can take notes. Chapter 1, chapter 15, once you have covered those two chapters, you're going to have a review quiz. That one's due on the 12th, but go ahead and do it as soon as you finish the lecture videos. All right. Quick note, on the review quizzes, you can use your notes. That's perfectly okay. The only time you cannot use notes or outside of material in this class is when we do the test. Now, if you use your phone or notes or anything on a test, you get a 0, so make sure you hear that. But for the review quizzes, you can use notes. That's fine. All right, lastly, I mentioned the lab and SI Cloud earlier in that Start Here module that we were looking at. But what I want you to do this week is there's a couple prerequisite activities. There's one called Getting Started, and there's one on lab safety. Now, I cover those in the lab video that I mentioned earlier. But if you didn't do those prerequisites earlier, I want you to go ahead and do those on the first week. You have to complete those before you can access the actual lab assignments, and our first lab is going to be due next week on week 2. So just make sure you get those out of the way. Okay? So that's it kind of as a walkthrough. Now make sure going forward that you watch those overview videos, and that's going to keep you on track. I'm also going to post announcements too. So as long as you're keeping on track with that and you got that syllabus with all the due dates, you should stay on top of everything. But if you do find that you're having a hard time navigating the course, or if you have any questions, let me know. Really quickly, if we look up top, there's some discussion board assignments, and those will be in each weekly module. So like if you've got a discussion board due, I'm going to have it posted in that weekly module, but you can also find those right here. Your grade book, I'm going to keep that up to date. So as soon as you do an assignment, when I get a chance to have it graded, I'll post that up here so you can always look and see how you're doing in the class. This Ultra does have a few issues with the grade book, so if your average or if your grade is looking kind of funny, I'm going to work on that to get that sorted out, but just be aware that that might not look the way it's supposed to begin with. Lastly, best way to get in touch with me is through messages. So if you'll go to messages, click on the plus sign, that's going to open up a new message. What you will do is, if you wanted to send me a message, click on recipients. I'm going to be up top because I'm the instructor, and then you'll just type your message out. Okay, I'm going to check this a lot more often than I do Blackboard, I'm going to check this a lot more often than I do email, especially like over the weekends. So if you want to send me a message, I will do my best to get back with you. I mentioned in the syllabus that I'll get back in touch with you within one office day. So that means if I'm not in my office, I'll try to check Blackboard a few times over the weekend, but I will definitely get back with you when I get back on Monday. All right? If you have any questions about anything, feel free to let me know. Thank you.